Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a story time of how me and my friend broke up, and I think I was at fault. Let me preface this video by saying that this is not a jab at her. This is not a call out video at all. This video, I'm making it in hopes that maybe by some sort of miracle she stumbles on this video and watch it and see from my own point of view, because she never gave me a chance to explain myself. The events that I'm going to be narrating now are from my own lens, are from what I know. It may make sense to you because you're hearing it from me, but maybe according to her, some other things happened that I wasn't privy to, and that's why it happened. Without further ado, let us get right into the story time. For the purpose of this video, this friend, we're going to call her A, because her name actually starts with an A, but I don't want to divulge it. And I'm going to be telling you guys how we met. A and I met in April of 2022. I was looking for where to buy pendant for my necklace at the time, so I went online and I typed I need someone that sells gold pendant. I want to buy pendant. And then A reached out to me like, oh, she sells gold pendant. She told me, okay, I can come over to her house. Coincidentally, we lived in the same estate, maybe 2 or 3 streets away, like 5 minutes drive. I went to A's house, picked up the pendant. When I saw A looked like me. We are young, we are the same age, only that I'm April, she's October. I just got married. I was pregnant. She at the time was engaged, and waiting to be married as well. So we had a lot of things in common. She treated me really well. I don't remember how the friendship progressed from me wanting to buy a pendant to how we now became really good friends, but I know that it happened. And for the people that know me, I'm very easy to relate to. I make friends really quickly. And I'll also admit that at the time that I met A, I was really desperate for friends because I had just lost my best friend the March of the year before. I was pregnant at the time, and those people that have followed me for a minute now knows how difficult my whole pregnancy experience with my first was. Really needed friends. So I was grabbing at anything at all that came to me. But A was not a bad choice. She was a great friend. She was a great sister to me, like really great. Our friendship progressed to, I go to her house. All the while I was pregnant, I go to her house. She comes to my house. Like, I can go to her house, open her fridge, take whatever I want. She can come to my house, open my fridge, take whatever she wants. I even used to sleep over at her house, like without clothes, because she was working from home at the time. I didn't have a job, so I was mostly always available. She would come in the morning when my husband has gone to work. She'll come in the morning, pick me up, take me to her house. She'll cook for me. We'll gist, we'll laugh. Like, we bonded over a lot of things because her fiance at the time was not in Nigeria, so she was mostly lonely. Me, I'm pregnant, I'm lonely, I'm trying to find my feet as well, so we bonded over a lot of things. A was a great friend. In fact, what we had transcended from friendship to sisterhood, because I trusted, even while I put to bed, I trusted A with my child. Even when he was as little as 5 months, I would drop my child with A and go and run errands. Like, I trusted her that much. A could come to my house when I'm not around. She knows where my key is. She could come to my house, open the door, take whatever she wants. Like, I'm just trying to let you guys know how close we were as friends. And throughout my pregnancy, she was really supportive. She was very supportive of me. There was nothing I was craving that I would just call her, hey, look, I'm craving this, I'm crying. The next thing, A is at my door. A takes me anywhere. We buy stuff, we go to her house. Like, we were really close. We met in April. Fast forward to August, it was time for her court wedding. A and I planned this court wedding from day 1 till the end, right? Like, from food that they'll eat, what she's going to wear, when A was going, by August I was already very heavy, because in September I put to bed, so I couldn't move around as much again. But when she was shopping for fabric, she was shopping for bouquet, for cake, every single step of the way, A brought me along, and I tried to make sure that I was there for her as much as possible, because we were sisters. We're still sisters. Like, I still love her very much. In attendance, the court wedding was her cousin that stood as witness for her, me, which was like her best friend or her friend at the time, A, her husband, and her husband's cousin or family member that stood as witness for him. So it was a really small gathering. We did it low-key, every single thing. Like, I was involved from beginning to end. And I remember that her court wedding was August 8th, because exactly 1 month after I put to bed September 8th. So I remember, so you can imagine how heavy I was. But it didn't matter to me. This was my sister. I was getting married. I was happy to do it. After I put to bed, it was supportive. It was always coming around, helping out. Like she was my sister. She was my sister. It's not Jais, it's not talk. Like she was my sister. Where things started to go downhill was in, I think, March or April. It was in February. I think in February or March, I even vlogged about it. It was time for her. It was a Muslim at I not like it's relevant to the story, but it was time for her traditional wedding. As usual, again, it carried me along. We did all the color coordination, the shopping, everything we did together. By then I'd already put to bed, but I wasn't as available as I was again for the court wedding, because now I had a toddler, an infant. I didn't have help. It was mostly just only me, so most of the things we were doing on phone. The night before the traditional wedding, he said, okay, we need to go to her parents' house because we need to have henna on our hand. It was not convenient for me. I'm not even going to lie, because once again, I had an infant at the time, still really young. I don't think it was up to 5 months. We went, entered traffic, and just all these ones does not matter, because even if A asked me to follow her down a rabbit hole, I was going to go with her because she showed up for me. She has showed up for me so much in my life. So we went there, got the henna done. I was really excited. This was my first Muslim wedding. I was excited to be, forefront of the wedding and everything. By the next day, I was even very sick. By the time we were coming back from our parents' house that day, there was a lot of traffic. My infant was fussing, crying. I was sick. My infant was sick, but it didn't matter to me. The next day was a traditional marriage. I remember she even calling me, "What's up? Where are you? Please help me branch my house. Take so thing from her fiance. Bring it to me." Like, we were in check. We were that much in sync. When I got there, this was where things started to look a little funny to me. Mind you, the only person I know in A's family is A. The only time I had met her mom was the day before, which was the day that I went to get the henna done. I'm not going to lie, there was this, I felt alone, for a bit. You know how when, bride is getting ready, her friends are by her and maybe the people she grew up with were already inside the room. I'm not going to lie, the room was really, really small. I got there at about 11 a.m. I opened the door, hoping that, well, this is our wedding. Come on, like, no matter how small the room is, maybe there will be a spot for me to sit. Well, in her defense, it wasn't her that told me to wait outside. It was the makeup artist that was like, please, can you wait outside? Like, the room is really small. So in my mind, I'm like, if A actually knows who is at the door, A will say the person should, the A will say, no, let her in. She's my girl. Do you understand? But the makeup artist was like, as she was talking, she just closed the door. I felt a little sad, because it's like, where are you? Do you even know that it was me and her that came together to, find you and all that? But, it's wedding, I get it. A is overwhelmed. There were a lot of people around her. So they asked me to wait outside. This waiting outside now, mind you, I'm not Yoruba, I'm not Muslim. I just looked for a spot. With the wait outside stuff that I was waiting, nobody was attending to me. There was no chair to sit. I had heels on. I was just waiting there. But I was like, anyway, this is for A. Like, I really don't mind. I remember I told you that I was sick from the day before. Like, my body was already shaking. Now, in hindsight, what I expected was for A to say, no, that's Sandra now. That's my girl. Sandra, come inside. Come, even if, to scoot over for me to say, sit down. Why, Sandra? Why should Sandra wait outside? But there was just, a bunch of girls in the room there with her who I believe are people that she probably grew up with, or I don't know, but they were mostly Muslim girls. I was the only person there that was not a Muslim. I didn't understand Yoruba too. Nobody was sending me. They were still trying to set up. Everybody was just going, front, back. And me, I was just there standing. I was hungry. I was tired. I was sick. I'd been there till about, I think, 1 p.m. They hadn't come out of the room. And no, I did not try to go back to the room after they asked me to come outside. After I sat there for a minute, I called home. Like, my husband was with my son. Remember I told you that my son was sick as well. My husband was like, my son's temperature was high. He was refusing to eat. My son was still nursing at the time. And I just told myself, like, look at, I've been here since 11 a.m. up till this time. The A that I'm here for has not even acknowledged me or even looked for me, because I know I texted her to say, oh, I'm here, I'm outside. They asked me to wait outside, but I get it. I won't hold her because it's wedding. You know how weddings can get. The bride is not checking her phone. So I was just like, I'm just here. They've not started it. They don't even look like they're going to start any moment. My son is not eating. I'm here. I feel sick. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Nobody's attending to me. I just entered my car, boom, and I went. But when I left, I texted A like, hey, look what has happened. You remember I told you that Bobo was sick, and they've called me now that he's not feeling too good again. So I need to go home. I just left her the text so that she sees it. Now, had I been treated better when I came, I would have waited. I would have figured out the way, because I know that I would not have left A alone like that on a traditional marriage day. But the way they treated me contributed to how I behaved, how I left. Like, what's the point? I'm just here, nobody's tending to me, so I left. Really, I left because I did not feel welcomed. It wasn't really because my son was sick, because if I had felt welcomed, I would have stayed there till Jesus comes and meet us there, because I was ready to do anything for her. This now was in February, don't forget. After the traditional marriage had passed, I didn't tell A how I felt, because I felt like, number one, is her wedding. I don't want to start ruining things for her. Now in hindsight, I wish that I mentioned it so that she knows that this is what had happened. But although I didn't tell her how I felt, I also did not carry it in my mind. That one passed. After that, I think 2 months after, I was scheduled to have a surgery on my toes. He followed me to the hospital, took care of my son, like hospital from morning till night that we were there. I'm just trying to let you know that after the incident of the traditional marriage, we were still friends. Our friendship, like, we're still friends. I didn't hold it to her. She didn't even know that was what had happened, or if I was offended by what had happened. So now I think around April, and we now started making plans for her white wedding. Now, mind you, at the time, she was still carrying me along. I'll give her that. I know she called me twice to say, what's up now? Let's go and look for a hall. Like, she's looking for a hall now. Let's go and look for a hall. But the first time, I don't remember why I couldn't go. But the second time, I know it was because I know it had something to do with my son. I could not follow her to look for her, but I know that I gave her contacts. I said, oh, my church, they usually do halls like this. This is their contact. Just call them. Truly, I wasn't really available because, I was busy with a toddler. But I don't hold her. This was perhaps the biggest day of her life. She needed me as a friend, and I don't think I was showing up in the ways that she would have wanted me to show up. Now I remember why I couldn't go the second time. The second time, the date that she picked, the first time had something to do with my son. The second time, the date that she picked was coinciding with the day that I was supposed to travel home to see my parents in Port Harcourt, so I couldn't go. Now I went to Port Harcourt, and I was away in Port Harcourt for 2 weeks. Now in those 2 weeks, before I came back to Lagos, she had already found hall. She had already made a lot of headway with her plans. Now, while I was in Port Harcourt, there was a day I was nursing my son. I found a lump in my breast. When I found this lump in my breast, I could not wait to get back to Lagos because I needed to get it checked out. Like, I needed to know what this lump was. So by the time I came back to Lagos, called hey, what's up, I'm back. Oh, what's up? By then, I think Ashwebi had already even come out. I said, I'm back. What's up, where are we? A was already giving me a cold shoulder. And I did not even think that she was giving me a cold shoulder, but I know that every time I called, it was just one response, as opposed to how she would download for me before. Okay, so this is where we are, this is where we are, this is where we are. No problem. So I was like, okay, when are you around? Since you say Ashwebi is back, Ashwebi is ready, when are you around? Let me come to the house, pick up my Ashwebi, let's catch up, tell me where you are, where, can I chip in? A told me that she has kept the Ashwebi with her gatesman, that anytime I'm ready, I should just pick up the Ashwebi from the gatesman. And then I'm like, I get it. Wedding people, they are not always around. So maybe she kept it with gateman for accessibility, but it's not for somebody like me. I have access to your house. I have access to you. You live how many streets away from me? So why would you keep my own Ashwebi with gateman with every other person's Ashwebi? I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. So I felt a little like, what, like, waiting the brain talk. I don't understand. This now plus the one reply that she has been giving me, I started to code that maybe something is really wrong, maybe she's really upset with me. But at that point, I had bigger fish to fry. There was a lump in my breast. I was frequenting the hospital. I used Federal Medical Center. Plus, she wasn't even carrying me along anymore. And truly, I didn't call her because I already noticed that she was having an attitude. Plus, I was like, me, you are there having an attitude. Me, I have bigger fish to fry. Let me not use my lump story to come and scatter your day. Do what you want to do, like do what you want to do. At the end of the day, it's me and you will settle, we'll see ourselves. So that was it though. From that May, no, it wasn't May. April that I came back up until the wedding in June. A and I never saw again. The only day we saw was at her bridal shower. She never gave me no update again. I was just like, I know you're angry, like just keep it down. So that day too, I was just in the house one day. A random number just invited me to a group, A's bridal shower. I'm like, who are all these girls? I'm not going to lie, I was jealous because it's like, this is something that I should be doing. I get it, I was not available, but it's not for me to come and be explaining to you why I'm not available. I know like what I was going through. So I was like, well, anyway, as far as it is done, as far as we get it done, I almost did not go for that bridal shower because it's like, come on, like, why would you sideline me like this? You don't even know what I have going on in my life. Like, because you're having a wedding does not mean every other person's life stops. But I get it, that's the biggest day of your life. If people are not able to show up for you in the best way possible, then you might as well kick them to the curb. But this is just my own part of the story. Why I couldn't show up was because I was having anxiety. There was a lump in my breast. We didn't know what the lump was. And you know how government hospitals will say, come today, come tomorrow. All these things were building up my anxiety. So I was just so worried about my life at the time. At that period, I was now losing weight. I started checking Google. I was like, God, Sandra, in fact, I already started thinking, oh, who will take care of my child when I die? Like, I was already started thinking of the worst. On the day of A's bridal shower, it was coinciding with the day that I had to go and get a biopsy done for the lump. I almost did not go because if you know anything about hospitals, they would take the sample. Then they told me to come back in 2 weeks to come and get the result to know whether it was cancerous or not. So that whole day, from that day that they did the biopsy up until 2 weeks, my life was not the same. My life was on standstill. That 2 weeks that I was in a limbo. But that day, immediately I came back from the hospital straight. I didn't even go home. I went straight to the bridal shower. All the while we were laughing, my mind was just in the biopsy that I had done. I said, God, I don't know what this is going to be, but I still showed up. Maybe I didn't show up as much as she wanted me to show, but that was like, you cannot pour from an empty cup. That was the capacity that I could show up in. Like, that was how much I had in me at the time, and I made sure that I gave her my all, but I don't think it was enough, so I'm not even going to hold her. So since that March, now I think April, till the time of bridal shower, I think a week to the wedding, I'll be a day to the wedding. That was the day I saw it. When I saw it, I cried. The reason I cried was because I was just overwhelmed with emotions. Like, wow, look at, you're getting married now. This whole marriage thing that we started planning along the line, I've been dropped. Maybe because I'm not as available, or maybe because, I don't know, I even started to second guess myself. Maybe because I'm no longer cool. I have a child. I can't just up and leave, I cried. And so after we welcomed A and I, we hugged ourselves. She cried, I cried. I don't know why she was crying, but I'm just telling you why I was crying. She cried, I cried. It was very emotional. So her friends, the people that organized the bridal shower, took her inside the room, started to get her makeup ready. It was like, Sandra, come now. Truly, she called out for me, like, Sandra, come inside now. I went there, but I'm not going to lie to you, I could not function. Like, it was so uncomfortable, it was so awkward, because it's like, girl, what's going on? Who are all these girls? I don't even know all these girls. Who are these girls? Why is it not me in charge of all these things? Who are all these girls? Like, what's going on with our relationship? That was what I was thinking. So there was just, I could not function. I was just sitting down there by myself. Those other girls were, giggling, kiki, laughing. A was happy, everything. I didn't stay till the end of the bridal shower again, because once again, I told you, I've been in the hospital since morning. I came straight from the hospital after getting my biopsy, straight to A's bridal shower. The bridal shower started late. They didn't start until about late in the evening, and I needed to go home. I was hungry, I was tired, I just needed to go home. Plus, I've been so overwhelmed for the day. So after I said, hey, I need to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow now being the wedding. It was like, okay, no problem. We need to be at the hotel by 11. But I didn't go to the hotel by 11. She was like, oh, we need to snap pictures, we need to. It was acting normal as if. And then in my mind, I'm like, but girl, you can't, come on. But anyway, it's okay, I won't hold you, it's your wedding. After this, I know that we're going to settle up. So it was like, you guys need to be at the hotel before 11, because we all need to take pictures. When there was also another of A's friend that came all the way from Abuja for the wedding. She was a mom like myself, so that one called me. She was like, I know you have a child, will you be able to make it there by 11? I said, I'm not going to lie to you, I won't be able to make it there by 11, but I will just go to the reception. So me and A's friend planned that we'll just go to the reception, because she also had a child that was about the same age as my son. So, you know, plus I really did not even want to go, because it's like, I don't think we're in a very great place. I will come there, I'll feel left alone again. I don't know your friends like that. Your friends, they mostly know themselves, like it's a connection of friends, they know themselves. Me, I'll be feeling left out, I'll be feeling left alone. But now in hindsight, maybe I should have asserted more dominance. Maybe that was what she expected of me, like show up more for me, show more that you're my friend, you know. But I know, I'm not ready to do that. I'm not ready to do all that. I'm thinking about my life. Mind you, my biopsy result has still not come out. So like, girl, I have bigger fish to fry. This is not the one that is doing me right now. I've bought your Ashwebi, I've paid for bridal shower, I've come, I've showed up as much as I can show up. So when the day of the wedding we finished up, you know, I went to the place for the reception. Just there, they were still snapping pictures. I think they got there at about 4-5. I had been there like, I think 1. They got to the place of the reception by 4-5. Again, all these things don't tire me, because it's like, what are you guys doing? You can never keep into time. But maybe if A and I were in a good place, I know I would have waited. I know I would have against all odds waited, but I didn't wait. So I just wanted her to see me. You know, she came down from her car. She was like, Sandra, why are you standing there? I was like, no, it's okay, don't worry. Just, you know, have your time, do your stuff, do your thing. You know, because I felt so awkward, because like, this is not the person I know. You want me to come and mingle with your friends, mingle with you when we've not spoken in a minute, when, you know, all the things that had gone on. So, you know, that was it. So after the wedding finished, I left the wedding early again, because once again, I have a child. And again, I don't feel welcomed. I don't feel good here. Let me just go to my house. I left the wedding early. When I go home, after the wedding was on a Saturday. By Monday, I started calling A, where are you? Now wedding has finished, everybody has gone. It is remaining me and you. Because immediately after the wedding, she was supposed to go back with her husband to where he lives. He lives abroad. I'll be calling A is not picking up. Once again, I get it, it's wedding blues, you know, maybe A never picked up my call again. I called her all through. And then we started texting on WhatsApp. So when I texted on WhatsApp, I poured my heart. I'll try to put the screenshot, because I hope I still have those messages. I tried to text on WhatsApp like, hey, I know that you're feeling like I didn't show up for you in the capacity that you would have wanted me to, but this is what has been going on. And then I now even explained to her some of the things that she did in that period that I did not like, you know, that also made me behave the way that I behaved. I don't even remember what she responded again, but she wasn't even responsive. So I was like, hey, wedding has finished. I know that you're traveling right after the wedding. Okay, let me come to the house, help you pack, help you plan, take you to the airport. Like that was the kind of friendship that we had. Take you to the airport, help you pack. Only for me to know that A had gone. A left the shores of Nigeria. She did not tell me. Hey. It was when I told my husband that A has actually traveled. My husband was like, she could do that to you, because he knew how close we were. I said, man, this one shocked me. I said, no matter how upset you are with me, hey, you don't reach the one way we say you want travel, this travel way. Me and you pray for visa. Pray when visa came out. Me and you held hands, we were jumping like, oh, visa had come out. Like, I really don't know. But again, I'm not going to hold her. Maybe she felt like this was her wedding, the biggest day of her life. Her friend, her best friend or whatever, did not show up for her just as much as she would have showed up for me. I don't know. I really don't know what it was. But the part that really hurts me was that she had traveled without telling me. Oh, I felt so sad. I felt so hurt. I just left it. I archived her chat, because it now got to a point I was the one messaging her. She wasn't responding again. I just archived the chat. And that was it. Now, the wedding was in July. My son turned 1 in September. I was really waiting for my son's birthday, because I knew that was what was going to break the ice for us, because it's like, this is your son. I born this pikin for your leg. There's no how we ignore his birthday. Do you understand? So I was really waiting for September. Maybe she will call on video, wish us a happy birthday, and then from there we'll take up the conversation. A ignored the birthday. I don't know if she did remember, or she just ignored the birthday. So it's like, no career reach my pikin now. If me and you they get wahala, which friends have issues? We have issues, friends have issues, friends come back to settle. But if you take it to children, then you are crossing a line. You are crossing a line for me. My child is sacred. Like, not be my pikin do you anything. For you to, his first birthday. So that was what happened though between me and A. That was what happened between me and A. Like, I don't know, you can let me know what you think in the comment section. Yes, I know that I could have done more. Maybe I could have showed up more, but I promise you I was giving all that I had. I was giving everything that I had. I don't just think that it was enough, at the time. I don't think it was enough. And I really miss her because she was a solid friend, a solid sister. And if there's a chance to make up, to rekindle, I will take it because I miss her. I love her friendship. And hey, if somehow by miracle you're watching this, I miss you. I miss you. What, I even had to mute her, unfriended her. I didn't unfollow her. I removed her as a follower from my Instagram, and then I unfriended her because I didn't want to be seeing her posts because they were just triggering me. And I remember when I confronted her, like, hey, are you going to say because I did not show up for you for White's wedding, you are going to cancel everything I did? She was like, when they look back at all the pictures, right from court wedding to traditional marriage to White wedding, I was not in any of them, which was true. But that I was not in them didn't mean that I did not put effort. You know the reason I was not in them. By the time they had started taking pictures for the court wedding, I had to leave. I was very pregnant. I had to go. They did it on the island. I live on the mainland. I had to drive all the way down, and I couldn't drive for long. So I needed to beat traffic. That's one. For traditional marriage, you know why I was not there. For White wedding, you know why I was not there. For you to reduce our friendship, our bond, everything to just, if they check the pictures, they will not see me. Like, it's just like, are you kidding me? So it's pictures, because of picture, because of what you will see, other people will see. What about all the sacrifices that I made prior? Or from the court wedding, my souvenir herself, she gave one girl, one of those her girls, to come and give me my souvenir from A's wedding. My sister, now waiting happened with that. I know I had my faults. I could have been a better friend. Maybe I could have been more available, but I was giving all that I had. Oh, the test result for the biopsy came out. It wasn't cancerous. So yeah, glory to God on that. If you have listened to this, my story, for free, subscribe, like, and maybe comment on this video how you think you would have handled it if you were A and if you were me, and what you think I could have done better. I love to read from you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.